Hey guys, what's up? Cactus here, and today I want to follow up on a previous video and give you 4 more things I wish I knew as a beginner. Let's get into it. Alright, first of all I want to thank you all for all the support you've been showing. The channel has been growing steadily. My first goal is 100 subs, and with every like and sub that you give is helping me to reach that goal, so go ahead and double check if you've done that. Okay, so continuing the beginner series, I want to give you 4 more things I wish I knew as a beginner in Storm 4. In part 1, I covered that gameplay is not all about jutsu. I covered the fact that one should learn the basic fundamentals of the game before they get into anything else. I covered the fact that I should have conserved my substitutions more and also conserved my chakra. Well, in part 2, I'm going to give you 4 more things I wish I had known a little bit earlier, and if I had known these things I would have progressed a lot quicker in this game. What are some things that you wish you had known a little earlier when you were playing this game? Let me know in the comments section below. Alright, tip number 1. Pay attention to your HUD. Now the word HUD stands for heads up display, and in video gaming it is the method by which information is visually relayed to the player as a part of the game's user interface. I sounded really smart, didn't I? Well, I have Wikipedia to thank for that. The HUD is also known as the status bar. Now in Storm 4, the HUD is comprised of you and your opponent's team, health bar, chakra bar, substitutions, storm gauge, item sets, and the less important ones like the special move alerts and the jutsu name display. When I started playing this game, the only thing that was of any significance to me was the health bar. I wanted to see how much damage I was receiving and or inflicting. Despite this, there were many times I would lose and not even realize I was taking that much damage. Paying attention to and managing your HUD is of utmost importance in this game. Understanding the functions of each serve as indicators that instruct you on what you should and should not be doing in battle. We will cover each one in depth in other videos, but for now, at least pay attention to your health, your chakra, and your sub usage. With that said, make sure you look out for Friday's video where we'll give a first look on Storm 4 and we will be covering a bit of the HUD in that video, so look out for that. Tip number 2, take damage sometimes. This one may sound a little alarming for beginning players, however this has saved me many battles. Sometimes it is better to take damage. Of course, it is far better to avoid damage altogether, but if you're already taking damage, it may be good for you to analyze the situation and see if the damage you are taking is worth spending a substitution. Remember, this game has a lot to do with substitution management, so if you have already been hit by a jutsu, don't let the fright of it all cause you to waste a sub after you've already taken damage. Also, if you're in a combo, sometimes players will release their pressure because they're expecting you to sub and attack. So by taking the damage, you would have saved your sub and your opponent has also released their pressure. In fact, sometimes taking damage can give you the advantage that the opponent may not have considered. For example, being grounded can give you a little extra time for your subs to return. Basically, try to avoid damage altogether, but if you have to take damage, analyze the situation and sub when you see an opportunity to either trap or surprise your opponent. Or, if you know that the damage is going to be really big, go ahead and sub that. Tip number 3, learn your fundamentals before tech. As I continued playing this game, I stumbled across videos that started to teach certain techniques and glitches in the game that could be used to my advantage. I took the time to learn the tech like switch tech and buffers. However, there was one problem. I didn't even know when to use these new techniques, nor did I realize the weaknesses of each. This just simply added to my frustration, and I kept on feeling like I was not improving. My problem was I still didn't have a good handle on the basic concepts of the game and the fundamentals, so where tech would have added to me, it in some cases made me even worse. So before you learn all the glitches and the tech, learn the basic concepts of the game so that when you learn more, you can discern when the tech could be useful. And the final tip, number 4, this game is a mind game. Okay, so it's one thing to go in practice mode and learn all the tech and even your fundamentals of the game, but it's a whole other thing to be playing a real life person. You can literally spam ultimate jutsu and beat the computer in this game. However, a living, breathing person will not fall for those silly tricks. Storm 4 is a mind game. You are playing someone that is constantly adapting and learning your style of play. With everything you do, they will have a reaction, and with everything they do, you are responding differently. So instead of spamming everything you know and focusing on executing new tech you've learned or spamming your subs, it's important to ask yourself some questions. What is my opponent doing? What type of team do they have? And what is it good for? Are they aggressive or defensive? Do they conserve or waste their resources? What is their strategy? And how is that strategy changing as we continue to play? These are all important things to be thinking about. If you can get yourself to calm down enough to think like this, you'll begin to see the strengths and weaknesses in your and your opponent's playstyle. And once you know your own weaknesses, you know what you can work on. Alright, I know I said I would only give you 4, but I felt like just giving a bonus tip. Tip number 5. Practice, practice, practice. There's a saying I know, it says, perfect practice makes perfect. I know it can be tempting to only play matches and to get your win rate up. But to practice the basics will help you to master the little things, so you can focus more on strategy as you play instead of execution. There you have it. 4, or should I say 5 more things I wish I knew as a beginner. Number 1, pay attention to your HUD. Number 2, take damage sometimes. Number 3, learn your fundamentals before tech. Number 4, it's a mind game. And number 5, practice, practice, practice. Now going forward, I'll be covering the basics in the game, so look out for that in future videos. Thank you for watching, guys. Remember to like and sub. Until next time, see you online. Peace.